everybody, welcome back to the channel. It feels like these first 5 weeks of the NFL have just passed by. So, yep, it's time for week 6 NFL predictions. Hopefully it's as good as my week 5 video. I'm actually growing more on voice, and yeah, it's making my channel better. I like incorporating jokes, so I hope you enjoy the video and get ready for some upsets and, well, some stuff you already expected. But anyways, these are my week 6 NFL predictions. First up, we have Thursday Night Football, Eagles and Giants. Not going to be weird here. I am going with the Eagles, but I could see this being a close game because Jackson Dart, he hasn't been that bad. He only threw, I believe, 1 interception, and that was last week against the Saints. But overall, his turnovers have been limited, and if this Giants team can figure out a scheme without Malik Neighbors and get the ball to some other people, they could put up a fight. But still, I'm going with the Eagles over the New York Giants 27-19. Next up, we have another one of those early games outside of the country in London, England, Broncos and Jets. I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one. They beat the Eagles last week, and the Jets got BTA'd by the Cowboys. It might have looked closer than it was, but it really wasn't that close. The Jets just continue to disappoint when somehow they're disappointing without any expectations that were actually put up on the floor. But anyways, the Broncos won last week, and well, the Jets didn't with an easier matchup. So I'm going to go with the Broncos over the Jets 24-13. Okay, next up, it's time for the 12 o'clock games. First up, we have Seahawks and Jaguars. I really don't know what to say about this matchup. You know, the Jaguars beat the Chiefs when the Chiefs are kind of good. I'm not exactly sure how to tell anymore. And the Seahawks, they almost beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which was a pretty good game, but I'm going to go with the Jaguars based on one factor. They are at home, and I think that's going to be the deciding thing of this game. I'm going to go with the Jaguars over the Seahawks 27-24. Alright, next up we have Chargers and Dolphins. The Chargers have just been choking, not even in the playoffs yet. I guess they just decided to do it early. And the Dolphins have been choking for some reason. Both of these teams have been choking. One team is in their house choking. The other is coming over for Thanksgiving dinner to choke. So who do I think is going to win? This depends who I think is the better team. Los Angeles, who do I think is going to win? I think the Chargers are going to win. 24-29. Well, I don't know why I said the Dolphins score first. Maybe it was to make you think that the Chargers were going to score low. But no, I think they'll score pretty high. This Dolphins defense is not that good, and the Dolphins offense just is stagnant. Like, it moves sometimes, but it doesn't all the time. So that's why I'm going with the Chargers in such a kind of close game. It's gonna be weird. I think somebody could run away with it, somebody could not. It's just gonna be a weird one, but that's what I'm going with. Chargers 29, Dolphins 24. Next up, we have Rams-Ravens. The Ravens have been ravaged by injuries, so I'm going to go with the Rams. You know, they lost 44 to the Texans. They got put up 40. I'm out of words. 44-10. That's how much they lost by. 34 points. The Ravens just aren't looking that good without a defense and without offensive players. I'm not exactly sure who's going to be playing for them. Is Cooper Rush back? I don't know. But either way, I'm going to go with the Rams because even if Lamar is back, that defense cannot stop anything close to an offense. If the Panthers played the Ravens would win. If the Dolphins played the Ravens would maybe win. It would be a good game though. That defense isn't good. That's their weakness. I'm going with the Rams 38-20. Alright, next up we have Cardinals and Colts. One team has just been destroying the bad opponents put on their schedule, and the other has just been remarked as a bad opponent put on other schedules. If you understand what I mean, I think the Colts are going to absolutely obliterate the Cardinals. But since I'm just trying to put a close score on the board. I'm not going to favor the Colts too much. Daniel Jones has been playing amazing. Jonathan Taylor is playing amazing. That offense is clicking. That defense is playing pretty well. That's a rounded football team that could probably make a great way into the playoffs. So I am going to go with the Colts over the Cardinals 37-19. Okay, next up we have Cowboys and Panthers. This might be a surprise. I'm going to go with the Panthers. They beat the Dolphins last week. Their offense looked pretty good, and if they feed Rico Dowdle the ball again, hopefully they can do it again. The Dolphins' defense isn't as bad as the Cowboys. The Cowboys is made of cheddar cheese, and the Dolphins is not made of cheddar cheese. That's just being plain and simple. The Cowboys' defense has been awful. I think it will stay awful. And if the Panthers can find a hole in that defense, which there is plenty of them, I think they can, win this game. So I am going to go with the Panthers over the Cowboys, 27-20. All right, next up we have Patriots and Saints. The Patriots stunned the Bills on Monday Night Football, and the Saints kind of stunned the Giants at 12 o'clock last week. Whatever it was, these teams won last week. The Saints, their first win. The Patriots, I don't know, it was a cool win. Congratulations on beating Buffalo. That was a good win. That was a full win. Your team played well. Stephon Diggs, who I forgot existed, played well. It was a good one for you. So that's why I'm gonna go with you again. The Patriots, they just been playing great football the past 2 weeks. You beat Carolina by a lot. You beat Buffalo, who's pretty good. So of course I'm gonna go with the Patriots. The Saints still have some to fix. Like, you only played the Giants. That's not everything that will ever be meaning to you. You need to realize that you need more. You need to upgrade more. And I don't think you're going to be able to beat the Patriots. Saints, you could get better in the season, but I just don't think it's going to happen this week because the difference a coach can make in 7 days isn't that much. I am going to go with the Patriots over the Saints, 23-17. All right, the last of the 12 o'clock games, we have Browns and Steelers. Before I say this, I'm just telling you, I know the Steelers are better, but they're coming off of a bye week, and that's the only reason I'm saying this. I am going with the Browns. There's going to be an upset in every week. There's just not going to be a week that's normal. We always know that football has ups and downs, and I think this will be one of them. Dillon Gabriel almost beat the Vikings last week. The Steelers barely beat the Vikings. The NFL never connects, but if it did, it would probably do it now. The Browns just have the tools to beat the Steelers. Like, that Steelers defense hasn't been that good, and if you put Dillon Gabriel up against that, which is not the Vikings defense, you can get a pretty good game because the Vikings defense is one of the hardest. So I'm going to go with the Browns in this one, in a pretty close one, 26-21. While the scriptwriter was putting pen to paper and writing Titans and Raiders, he had the biggest smile on his face. And next to said game, he wrote mid-off. How much mid-offs had we had with the Titans? Close to 5 at this point. How much weeks have there been? 6. I'm saying that the Titans just get into mid-games and they can't win. Last time, they beat the Cardinals in a mid-off, which was like watching, guy ride a bike down the freeway, and then he just gave up and got killed, and then the Cardinals were that guy riding the bike, and then the Titans, who were walking on the sidewalk, just passed by them and won. I don't know who to go with Titans and Raiders. This is the only tie that makes sense. I'm not gonna predict the tie, but I'm just gonna go with the home team, the Raiders over the Titans, 23-20. Next up, we have my San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, we did upset the Rams last week. Do I think we're going to pull off another upset? No, I do not. The Buccaneers just went toe-to-toe with the Seahawks, and that defense, our defense, it isn't bad, but it isn't good, and that's what the Seahawks defense is. And if the Buccaneers can do it to the Seahawks D, they can definitely do it to our D. And Mac Jones, maybe, those first 3 games, they could be a fluke. You never understand football till you watch it halfway through the season. We just need to understand if Mac Jones is actually consistent And probably Brock Purdy might play, but I think it's most likely going to be Mac Jones. The Buccaneers are at home, so that's a factor, and Baker Mayfield has just been balling out. So I'm going to go with the Buccaneers over my 49ers in a sad loss, 27-20. And the final game before Sunday Night Football, Bengals at Packers. Say it with me, children. Jake Browning sucks. I hate Jake Browning. He's not good. He can't throw the ball on target, and it's painful watching it. Bengals, good job on trying to put up a fight against Detroit. The score may have looked close, but no, it was BTA. Now, Packers. You've lost to the Browns. You've lost to the Browns. That's the main thing I'm talking about. You lost to the Browns, and you're coming off a bye week. Now, losing to the Browns and then being on a bye week is like going to hell twice in 1 week. Now, let's say that the Bengals do win this game, which is in an alternate reality, because no, they're not going to win. I'm going with the Packers over the Bengals, 27-0. JK, that would be too mean. I'm going with the Packers over the Bengals, 27-16. You know you're not going to score that much, Cincinnati. I'm sorry. All right, Sunday Night Football, Lions and Chiefs. One team has been living the dream, that being Detroit, and the other one wishes they were living the dream because they are in hell, that being the Chiefs. The reason, and I think everybody knows why the Chiefs aren't performing well, is because they sadly forgot to re-sign the referees to their 5-year deal in the offseason. They aren't paying the refs anymore, so they aren't winning games. Thumbs up emoji, if you know what I mean. I don't like the Chiefs that much, and I agree with the referee stuff. I don't like them, and I like seeing them fail, and them being 2-3 makes me happy. So Detroit, go win another football game, especially against Kansas City. I don't care if they're in Arrowhead. If you comment that, I will get upset. I probably won't. I don't look at my comments unless it's like the best comment on planet Earth. But anyways, I'm going with the Lions over the Chiefs, 28-16. Okay, the first game of Monday Night Football, because there's two of them, because money, as the NFL has stated multiple times. So Bills and Falcons. This is a confusing one, because both of these teams have just been the masters of being weird, and they're pretty good at it. They're very good at it. Falcons and Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills, but if the Falcons win, I would not be surprised. Now, you may be thinking, you're insane, but you gotta remember, the Patriots beat the Bills. And, well, that was on primetime Sunday Night Football. So what would change if it was, on ESPN, not NBC, and it was on a Monday night? Probably not that much. The Falcons are a different team with the Patriots, but, these two teams, they've been weird, because the Bills have won the games they needed to until last week, and the Falcons have just been sputtering, and it's been weird. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Falcons, 29-21. And last but not least, final game of Week 6, Bears and Commanders. The Commanders looked pretty good against the Chargers when they got Jaden Daniels back. I don't remember the Bears playing last week, so I assume they were on a bye week, and I wonder how they'll do after having a bye week in Week 5, because the NFL just loves torturing the Bears, and the Bears love torturing the Bears. If there's one team that can beat Chicago, it's itself. Will I think that will happen? Yes. I am going with the Commanders over Chicago, because the Bears are the Bears, 29-28. Alrighty, that is it. Thank you so much for watching my Week 6 NFL predictions. I'm tired of no comments on my videos. I really like it when people comment, because it gives me feedback, and I don't know why, but I like feedback a lot. So if you can comment, I know you can comment, please comment. But if you want to comment, then feel sure to do, because I don't mind criticism, I'm just trying to grow as a channel, and it would really help if you would actually voice what you think is wrong with the channel, so I can fix it later on in the future. Anyways, comment down below what you think was the best about this video, or what was the worst about this video, so I can fix it. And what do you think my best opinion was, or my worst opinion was? But anyways, I hope you have a nice day. But anyways, bye.